Wicked. Josh and Matt, we're live. Cool. What's poppin'?
Outstanding. Hey, thanks for having us back.
Yeah.
Blessed to be here.
That's right.
For sure. And there's an agenda here today. The reason that we had you on, you guys. So it will explain Comfest to me. What is that? It seems like there were a lot of people up there.
Well, I don't know when it started. It's been around for forever,
It's
I
like
guess.
50-some years.
Yeah, it's
okay.
pretty long standing. Just a community fest, a bunch of locals and local people doing local stuff with. And I think they're going by the 100-mile local rule there, or is it 150 miles or something like that? But anyway, yeah, local businesses, small businesses just coming together, being a community, meeting, networking, collabing possibly, just all kinds of good stuff.
And so then you guys were registered to be a part of this great event.
Well, yeah, we that was the plan. It didn't end up that way, but yeah, we were up there with one of our other co-founders, Joey Elwood. He also does his CBD side of the business under the brand Modern Remedies. So it was actually his booth, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but
Yep.
was. So he's been there for I guess the last 3, 4, 5 years, possibly.
4 years.
4 years,
I believe.
Yep. Without issue, selling his CBD products from pet tinctures to gummies to what else does he offer? I guess he's got the balm, body butters and balms and roll-ons and pretty much everything under the sun topically that people like for CBD relief or cannabinoid relief, full spectrum. And was that part of the problem too, that his products had THC in them as well, Josh?
Well, no, that wasn't the problem. They did not try to kick Joey out of the event, right? They walked by. We did kind of like a co-booth where Joey registered the paperwork. Hey, we're also going to sell hemp-derived drinks by App Girls Cannabis. So they walked by and said, hey, I noticed your drinks have THC in them. Right, so keep in mind this whole time we're like 6 booths down from the beer tent.
Yeah.
So that I feel like is a good piece of information to understand. They walked through. One guy walked through. He kind of acted like he was just sporadically jumping up. Oh well, this is blah blah blah, and you can't do this. And then and we're like, well, we've been here for years. We submitted the information. And he says, oh, okay, well, I'll have to call my boss. And he calls her boss. He calls his boss. She shows up within a few minutes with the paperwork already printed of our email and what we did.
Meaning, you explaining and fully disclosing, you weren't trying to slide past anybody. You submitted the paperwork. You again, through the way that they're asking you to register for the event.
Through the proper channels, yeah.
Through the proper channels, right?
Yes.
And then in my eyes, and I could be wrong, right? Because ever since this happened, people have repeatedly given me theories on what they thought happened. So I'm only reporting to you from my eyes. From my eyes, what it appeared to be was they already knew they were going to boot us. They waited until we were set up and operational for a little bit. And then they come by, acted like they sporadically walked by, but yet somehow had all the applications that we had already printed out where they said, hey, this does not specify THC. And that's when we proceeded to say, well, every product here, from these dog tinctures to this roll-on for your back to this lotion, contain THC. All of those levels of THC are below what is allowed by the state of Ohio.
That's what I don't understand. So is it just this group of people that are you can't do this at this event? You can legally sell your drinks in the state. Why are they telling you you're not allowed to peddle them there?
They claim because of their Class C liquor license, and I may have had that wrong. However, once again, this is not a theory. This is facts. There were 7 other people selling THC drinks at the event that were not located 6 tents down from the beer tent.
Without issue, right?
Without issue and without specifying on their paperwork.
Got it. So are you insinuating that you think it had something to do with being close to the beer tent? It's like a couple, 3, 4 people walk past the beer tent with app girls drink, and they're like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?
Where's this coming from?"
Yeah.
What the heck?
Like,
That's
I mean,
not
is
right.
that like what I'm? Is that like what I'm understanding?
Well, you know,
Alleged
Yeah, well, there we go.
speculation.
We're
Let's
not
get that.
speculative.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
speculations,
Yeah.
right? Because keep in mind, these players, they control everything as a consumer, right? So even now, as things are as legalized, when you say, oh, okay, well, if it's legalized, why can't we get this when we go to the grocery store to pick up all our other stuff? Well, you can't get it because there's still legislation in the way that say, hey, you got to go to this location to get this. Yet at the grocery store, you can buy nicotine products and you can buy alcohol products. And those companies are run by conglomerate companies. So whether right or wrong, this is where we're at with cannabis right now, is the fact that the stigma isn't just the problem. It's the money and the big business that get in the way. Now, am I saying that this guy at the this girl, at the supposed beer tent is a bad person or doing bad things? Not at all. They're doing their job. They're doing what big alcohol put them out to do. So it isn't them, and you can't really be mad at like anyone in particular. This is me after the fact trying to
Calm yourself down.
and pull the best out of the scenario.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, it's just what it is. I mean, if the same companies that own Kraft macaroni and cheese and beer and nicotine, of course, there's going to continue to be legislation and other activities in the way of us actually being considered a commodity as if we should be in the cannabis industry.
Well, it kind of shows us where our education needs to go too, as well. You know, because it's whether these people are afraid of litigation or something. You know, and I can slightly maybe understand their side of the story with, you know, it is a plus 21 product, so maybe, I don't know, just playing devil's advocate, they were nervous we weren't able to handle proper
ID,
identification,
for
things
sure.
of that nature. You know, I'm not sure what their liability concerns were, but it just shows we need to educate more, like we talked about in the previous cast. You know, it's just like people aren't there yet, and we need to just continue that push, try to be the tip of the spear and just educate and say, hey, we're here and this is this and it's going to be here, so educate, and even if you don't like it, it's still here to stay, and it's not a bad thing, or not anymore, at least, I guess, consider. Sorry to digress, but I've just been watching this. There's literally a baby deer laying under this tree sleeping while we're doing the podcast. Like baby, right there, just chilling out like a dog or yeah, like, sorry. I was just like, right outside the window. I'm like sitting here. Nature, sorry.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
sorry to digress, but
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, one of the things I appreciated so much is that like no one lashed out. You know, like Joey wasn't like lashing. Like kind of very similar vibe to you. Is just like, this sucks. This was frustrating. I'm not happy about this.
Yeah.
You know, but just that, like, even in the heat of the moment, like literally when you get booted, right? To like have that kind of reserve to not. And then like the second video of you, like, I think you were out at like Wayne National or something, just like out in the woods, like, I'm still trying to fucking not be pissed off. You know, like I appreciated that a lot. It showed a lot of control, and that, yeah, for sure. I just like was like, damn, I feel for you, but I don't get it. You know, I still don't get it. You could go fucking drink until you were vomiting and pissing and shitting your pants. Like at that fest, I could have gone to that beer tent and like fucking just drank myself to death that day. So just that, I don't get it.
Selective enforcement, I guess. It's.
Did you go to talk to any of the other people that were selling THC drinks and just like say what's up or anything like that?
Yeah, but I'm not even mentioning their names,
yeah,
right?
Of course.
Because like there's a lot of people on social like, well, these people, and that's great to know who it is. They're all people that I am proud about them being out there doing their own thing. So of course, we're in a predicament where I'm not going to go back to Confest. Well, blah, 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 blah. And so Joe Blow and John Deere were all selling this, but you came back at us. I just find it coincidental that we are, brand-wise making a little bit more noise than somebody that's just selling some out-of-state drink.
Mm-hmm.
And we were that close to the beer tent. Once again, it comes down to, hey, these guys were kind of tucked away. Drinks wasn't their focus. Tinctures and other things were. And we were kind of split, 50-50. But the fact still remains, they said they have a zero tolerance. She told me, we have a 0 THC tolerance at this festival.
But everybody was consuming smokable flower everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, as vendors, she was
Okay.
saying, everybody was there smoking, which rightfully so.
Who the fuck's not?
Yeah, they should be. They should be.
Yeah.
But you weren't supposed to be vending any THC, so she says.
Yeah.
However, like I said, we've been vending hemp compliant, federal farm bill compliant THC in dog tinctures, rosin gummies, lotions, roll-ons, pre-rolls.
Yeah.
Like there was never an issue until we started seeing a little bit of success.
Shut it down.
Means you're on the
shut
right
it
track,
down.
right?
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I mean, it's just a new day. And
Yeah.
I feel like it was bound to happen at some point in time, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we anticipated it being at such a large event that that we were hoping to have a great weekend. Me and Josh were loading up and talking and just trying to forecast, get ready, prepare. So
all the labor we hired.
yeah, we had.
Yeah, that was cool. So those are students, because you mentioned, I think the last time you were on, you mentioned like that you guys were out at Hawking, and so that's pretty cool.
Yes, and we have an announcement to make at
Run it.
Girls Cannabis, right? So, I still call them my interns. I'll probably forever call them my interns, and sometimes from time to time when I'm talking to Matt or Jack or Eli, I'll say the wrong one's name, like a parent or a grandparent does, but I still call them my interns. But we are proud to announce, well, one, they graduated in May. They went back to their own respective hometowns, and now they have been putting in some good work to learn, how to be a salesperson at a company that doesn't even know how to do that themselves. And yesterday, my first of our 3 graduates broke their sales cherry, so to speak, and had their first sale. So
That's exciting.
It's very exciting to have salespeople willing to take on the job that have been with us and know our product and worked hard to be top of the class in Hawking College's cannabis program.
Jumping on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Ready
exciting.
to go.
So, like, how have things developed in the past couple months? Or like, what are your challenges changing? Like, still kind of just the same problem. Get the product out. I mean, it seems like I am seeing like farther and farther out, because like I'm starting to see, or like I pulled up to like Pizza Stop in Albany and I was like, damn, there's App Girls Cannabis. And then like I'll see a video on Instagram. I'm like, I don't even know what fucking drive-through this is on Instagram. And it's like posting a thing, App Girls Cannabis. It seems like it's like getting around. Is that what you're spending a lot of time doing? Just branding it everywhere?
Reach, and we've got a few some new flavors in development, I guess.
Nice.
And we're coming out with a little bit stronger option as well, and doing all the flavors we're doing now in a 5 milligram a minimal option, because some of the states, that's as much as that's their limit per can, per 12 ounce beverage. It's a 5 milligram limit.
Wow,
so,
logistics to go beyond Ohio. That's
so we're trying to venture West Virginia, Kentucky, PA. We're going to stay towards Appalachian, so Virginia, Kentucky, New York. Appalachia ranges all the way down to what? Alabama, Georgia, Alabama type, just so I think we'll start with Kentucky and West Virginia and Pennsylvania here, and then we'll just keep the love spreading.
we were officially trademarked.
Oh yeah, forgot about
What is that? Is it, like meaning nobody can like rip your shit, put it on a logo, or I mean like put it on a shirt or like a hat or anything like that?
Anybody else use the name? Yeah.
Business stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
dude.
all that stuff that we're happy to have a team of
A
Girl
great team.
founders.
Yeah,
You know,
great co-founders to
me and Matt got
manage
the boots,
that.
boots on the concrete, but we got an unbelievable team at App Girls Cannabis, which is crazy to think how much strides we've been able to make.
How many times we've pivoted since we've started, actually,
Right.
to get to this point.
And to think about the fact that we never paid a dime for not one labor while we built this brand until 2 weeks ago. So I think that's where we stepped off last time I was on here. I was walking away from AceNet to be a full-time app girl, right? So, like, I'm just impressed with my team members and how we've been able to build something that we're very proud of without actually everybody's full time, right? Until literally like
2 weeks
3
ago.
weeks
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
you
3
know.
weeks, yeah,
So
yeah.
this was all a side gig for us until now, and I think I just can't wait to make my team members proud as well. Like get out there,
Pour it on.
grind.
Yeah.
Right now we're from Cleveland to Pomeroy,
Nice.
so we need to stretch it.
Yeah.
Wide
We've gone
ways
north to
too.
south. We need to go east and west now, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully we're going to be online with a new distributor. I don't know. We'll hold off on the names now because I'm not even.
Yeah, so we're working with a local favorite here,
Nice.
Caleb Amos, and he is going to be distributing out of the West End Distillery
Ah,
there.
right up here. Right
yeah,
up here.
right down the
Right around the
road.
corner, yeah.
So we're looking to him for some counsel and work.
Guidance, a veteran in the sales and beverages around
Yeah,
the state, so he's definitely got some experience and some know-how to. Hopefully, we can take some notes and follow his lead, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But,
Scary to go full time, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Big jump for
Yeah.
Josh there, yeah.
I love it though so far.
Yeah, good.
Although my safety net's gone, right? Like, how awesome was that's it. Once again, I know I overdid it last time, but like AceNet, right? I feel like they gave me the opportunity to like continue to work on this, and now it's kind of like, fly birdie, get away from the nest
Which
a
is
little bit.
that's great. I mean, Ronnie Gibbons, another example, dude. Like he used AceNet to help prop up his business, and then like now doing this, like that's beautiful. I think it's a great thing to see. I mean, you'd rather that than the converse, which is like, you don't want to do that full time, man. Stay here, That's great to hear. That's supportive. Yeah.
Yep.
So we've got quite a few more events planned for this summer. Hopefully they don't go the way Compfest did. But most of them are more cannabis friendly. That's more of our comfort zone, I guess if you'll say. But look for us out there. We're going to be Stargazer. Hopefully, Paw Paw. We're working hard to be the brand, the THC beverage brand there. So that could be huge. That's still a work in progress. And what else, Josh?
I think you were, but before this, sorry, we'll get back to the event. He was about to tell you the new flavor we got in the works.
Sorry, got sidetracked. Go ahead. No, that's all you. No. Well, we're coming out with, I guess, it's just gonna. What was it? Citrus soda, I guess. It will be the name, but it's. I don't know if I can say it's
Green Lightning.
Green Lightning. Yeah.
However you can say it without using the name that we shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, we're back for sure. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Cool. So citrus flavor. Nice.
Yeah.
It kind of goes. With the Appalachian theme, that flavor was created to mix with. We're not endorsing this to mix our beverages with moonshine, but it's just for the Appalachian region. That's where it came from, Tennessee actually. But
Nice.
we just thought it was a good fit for our brand, and that's we will continue to expand flavors as long as the drink space is available to
Yeah,
people
yeah.
not outside of dispensaries. I'm sure if we'll see how all the legislation goes. Maybe you can give an update on
That was
Josh,
that was
on
actually another thing I was hoping we could like hammer.
legislative
Yeah.
update. So now what? As of what, June 30th, they're at on summer break. So I don't think we really have to worry about anything coming down for what, the next 2 months or so, or what, Josh?
I think it's a little longer than that, although I'll have to be honest, the moment I knew we were good for a minute, I entirely shut my brain down from it for
Yeah.
a minute and like started getting back to what I should be doing, which is like being out there selling instead of, practicing speeches
Yeah,
and
yeah.
learning about a whole bunch of this and that to testify 4 times against the same bill that should have been, that's just one bill.
Beating the same bill to
Right,
death here.
so-
Yeah. And they keep like scheduling before they kind of canceled it and kicked it all the way to the end of summer, they would like schedule it and then cancel it and schedule it and cancel. I mean, are they just trying to wear you out? Like, are they just trying to ruffle your feathers and get you to drive up to Columbus that morning to tell you just, 10 minutes before it that it's canceled and shit? Like, why? Or is that just actually how inefficient our government is, where it's like, fuck, we couldn't get the people to show up. Like,
Probably
we're gonna
both,
cancel it?
or
Like,
they got inside info and they're saying, "Hey, we're not going to vote for this," or "We have questions for that," and
So they know it's a waste of their
already,
time?
dead on arrival or whatnot. Maybe it wasn't worth anybody's time, or who knows how these people think. I definitely.
The
I
truth
don't.
is, it's easy to sit back and think they're all in cahoots. But the fact still remains is they all got different people that they represent too. So like that back and forth could have just truly been that they just couldn't fight. They kept thinking, oh, as long as Jamie Callender, the Republican for weed, put his back on something, then all these other people would put their back on it too, because it was Jamie Callender, right? So I think there was a lot of back and forth, but a little off topic, but a little on topic. I've never paid for a TV subscription before, like Netflix or HBO or nothing like that in my life. And here, right before that last vote that they were supposed to have, my buddy convinced me to get HBO Plus so that I could watch Dark Money Games, I believe it's called, about Ohio's legislation and Jerry Householder, who is now in prison, who used to have Brian Stewart's spot or Thomas's spot as the head of the Ohio House. So it was just kind of, it's like an embracement in Ohio politics for me for like months. And so the moment I had a breather, I was like, okay, I shut it off. But I think in the fall they'll
It'll be back
introduce
before we
something
know
similar.
it. Yeah.
And then by January, we'll be testifying on a lot of the similar stuff.
It's fucking doing it again. Yeah,
Right.
kind of frustrating.
Repeat and repeat, right?
But really what I guess I'm trying to promote at the moment is House Bill 198, which was actually sponsored by Tex Fisher, a young Republican in the House, and is co-sponsored by Kevin Ritter, our state representative at the moment. So that has a lot of good language in it as it relates to Ohio's hemp, and our ability to grow the products we want to go into these drinks. Because once again, due to Ohio's legislation, we can't actually grow the hemp that goes in to any of these intoxicating products, because Ohio's legislation is not promoting the agricultural end of our hemp program. So we're held to laws that are stricter than most hemp programs, which are called total THC laws, which I believe Matt explained last time we were in here. There's been a lot of fight by different states, right? Texas governor just vetoed a bill that would have outlawed
all THC.
all THC in the state, because they don't even have a rec or medical program, but the THCA and the intoxicating hemp program is like thriving there, right? So I'm very happy that the governor of Texas
Kind of protected them for now.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, I don't think a lot of people saw that happening, but there was just
'cause
like here
it's
in
a red
Ohio,
state,
huge turnout of people that voiced from, professionals to just everybody showed up, and I think they got the message across. So keep up the fight here. Hopefully, we can get what we want, or keep what we voted for. I guess.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just crazy. You have to like fight
It's
to
like we
keep
did it
what
once.
you
Now we
already
got to continue to
agreed
do
for.
it. Yeah.
It's
Unfortunately, so.
it's funny because in that state, like you hope that what Matt said is the real reason why the governor vetoed it, but there's a lot of reports about how the governor and the lieutenant of the House, so they have some other position, some lieutenant
Lieutenant
I
Governor.
guess their lieutenant governor actually oversees their House and their Senate, like it's weird how
sure.
they do something different that I can't really
The state of Texas,
specify.
you're saying, yeah.
But they were butting heads with each other, and the lieutenant governor is who was just like, okay, well, we're going to do this anyways. The governor probably wanted to not veto it, but they had this like personal clash, which like went in favor of us and cannabis, or some is what some reports are saying. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's something we push for too. What we've heard down the pipe, with only the minimum amount of hemp farmers left in the state, it's 30, 33, I don't know.
That's what Brad usually says. One of the last 33.
Yeah, our in the Ohio Department of Agriculture, it's not, the funding isn't there to run the department because there's only 33 farmers. I'm not sure how many processors there are, I'm sure there's quite a few more than 33, but especially now with the drinks and other stuff going on. But from what I've heard, I can't, say this is 100%, but they're going to be doing away with the Ohio Department of Ag Hemp Division, and it's going to fall back onto the USDA rules, which then that would put us back into a Delta 9 state unless they write some sort of other legislation to add to that, or I don't know how that would work, but so that would take us away from a total THC state, which would allow us to potentially grow some of the THCA flower or other stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Keep you posted, keep you updated on that, but that's just hearsay maybe, well, I can't say who, but yeah, it's from a pretty reliable source. So anyhow.
It's a whole new day, right? So that's why when with the Confest, I'm glad that we took the time to kind of thoroughly talk about that, because it was getting to like we were getting fed so much stuff that was all negative, and whether it's true or not, it's negative.
Yeah.
When like really what we want to focus on is like all the awesome support that we've been having in the Athens community too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's been great.
Columbus, Athens. It's been a phenomenal journey getting to meet people, getting to talk to people that run these shops, seeing how business is done in town, We still got a huge goal on our plate, which is CASA. Right? Which
Do they have a THC drink?
Well, and I'm trying not to take that personally.
As
or
an ex-employee,
but
or what?
I love CASA. Anytime
Yeah.
somebody comes into town that's from out of town, I bring them to CASA.
Yeah.
I eat CASA. I bring my daughter in there. I used to work there. I've been talking about them like if it's my own company
That's
for all
beautiful.
these
Yeah.
years. That's one of our last stances. Everybody around there is supporting us and bringing our drinks in. We've had several touches with them.
Nice.
I know it's just a matter of time, but they've been kind of holding off on us. We're not really sure why.
Interesting.
They said it's because they just bought THC drinks, so they were well stocked. So I started going in there. I drank like
let me help
take care of this,
stuff
right?
in there.
That's crazy. I ordered a THC drink, maybe like, one of the bars. I don't want to single out the bars. It wasn't App Girls. It was trash. It was terrible. Tasted bad. It had like an aftertaste to it. It was just like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm not fucking buying these anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't want to drink alcohol. Like, I was like, what, do you have any? Yeah. But yeah. Some of them are bad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we can feel confident about saying we're probably the number one selling NA drink in Athens.
Nice.
I don't think that like Busch and like one Heineken NA is like outselling us.
Yeah.
So we're pretty happy about that too, offering people the alternative to like, just things that may or may not be for everybody. Once again, not trying to big alcohol. If you're listening, this is just my viewpoint. But,
If you're listening to me, fuck you. My name's Tyler.
Yeah.
but it's nice seeing people choose this healthier alternative, right?
Yeah.
And I really won't be happy, like I play along with the idea just to get cannabis legalized, regulate it like alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth be told, Tyler, my personal opinion is it shouldn't even come close to the regulations that alcohol have.
Yeah.
I do think...
Do you mean on the manufacturing and production side and on the consumer
consumer
B2C?
side,
Okay.
right? Like people act like, oh, you shouldn't be going through your day-to-day on weed or this or that, but like cannabis is offering a medicine for people in all sorts of kind of ways, and we choose to focus on one, which is, the male that just is like, I want to be highly intoxicated all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When truth be told, people are using it responsibly, going about their day-to-day lives, at work, using machinery, anything you can think of, they're doing it on cannabis with no real issues. Yet we want to hold the standard, regulate it like alcohol. Let's pull you over and do this and do that, and it's like, that's just, I play with that game because I want it to, this is a stepping stone.
Yeah.
But the truth be told, it's not nowhere near as dangerous as nicotine or alcohol.
Is it tobacco or nicotine?
Or either.
Yeah. What, nicotine itself is bad for you?
Well, I don't mind.
Like the consumption method, like it's like if you're doing a vape or some shit. Dude, the lip pillows, man. Like those convinced me like that they were the least harm to your body.
Right. So like that is also.
But it's also
Off the
vasoconstrictor.
record.
Yeah.
Off the record. That is also a big tobacco play, right? Like big tobacco, just like if you were trying to manipulate any industry and not appear to be a corporate conglomerate, you start little businesses and offshoot businesses, and then you hide those businesses. But the truth be told is the Zen pouches, the vape sticks, all that stuff is this. Even though it ain't tobacco, it's the people that have the money that maneuver in that field that put their money into this.
It's like you think you're supporting a new business, and it's the same fucking. It's like the cereal aisle, right? That's the one that they make. Like there's like 4 companies that own every single cereal in the cereal aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not mentioning any names, I want to be able to make it home safe tonight.
You brought up something interesting though that I've wanted to talk about, which is how do you regulate the consumption of cannabis and driving? Like because I don't know, dude. Like there are definitely people that it's like I don't know. They just like crash out. They hit like the joint twice and then they're just in a chair, and it's like maybe that person 10 minutes after hitting a joint shouldn't be driving.
Yeah.
But then there's like the other dude that like hits the joint twice and doesn't even know that he hit the joint. Like how do you play this game?
Sorry, I'm gonna take over here right now. I'm glad you asked this, Tyler, right? Because once again, it goes back to how are you going to tell people that they don't know how to regulate their cannabis person to person, when if I went out to the parking lot right now and lit up an American Spirit nicotine cigarette and I smoked that all the way through, I'm cloudy. I'm buzzed up. I should not be driving.
Oh, yeah.
So, but we allow people to do this.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Nobody's freaking out because they're selling American Spirits and not able to rely on their own personal relationship with their body and what that does to you.
A better analogy would be even maybe just prescription pills.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's true.
Opiates or, some of these things and people are driving on them because they're prescribed and don't even think about it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, I've seen definitely seen a pill bottle or two that says like
do not drive.
Yeah.
Or operate machinery. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But once again, there's a certain amount of trust that I have for the human race in this area and in our country, and that allows me to be okay with a 18-year-old being able to go buy an American Spirit and smoke
they're not
it
able
for the
to.
first
More
time. Or
21.
21. Okay.
Yeah, no, exactly, bro.
Either,
when we
yeah.
were
I think this
kids.
just further clarifies your point.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, like we trust people. We don't like make up laws for the 0.00812% of the population that, drive buzzed up on their first cigarette.
It's true. It's really true. You don't think about it, but like, yeah, I've seen people even on the Zyn thing. Like, I've seen somebody put a Zyn in and like vomit it out 2 minutes later. It's like
Know your limits, I guess. Right?
interesting. So that's kind of the answer. Yeah.
Know your cannabinoid system, or
I mean, I'm not saying it
Be in
should be
tune
a
with
Wild
your body.
Wild West,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't think they were trying to make it to where the hemp was illegal to smoke in your car because cops couldn't tell the distinction of the smell
of hemp or marijuana,
of hemp from marijuana. So they were trying to
cannabis from
outlaw
cannabis.
the use of hemp joints in the vehicle because they couldn't smell the difference, which me and Matt
Well, then
can't
it
smell the
wouldn't be-
difference either, but that's just a human right.
It wouldn't be an articulable suspicion because they wouldn't be able to tell if it was or marijuana or hemp. So
I
therefore, it would
feel
be
like
an
that is the
illegal
reason
search.
that they're using
It
it.
would
Well,
be
I
an
don't know,
illegal
so I got to
search.
check. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know if it is the
Go
legal or
against
not.
your Fourth Amendment, right?
And once again, whether right or wrong, just reporting facts. So I'm a big swimmer here at the Athens City Pool. Me and my daughter go there 2-3 days a week to swim. 3 weeks ago, a fellow dad there that I know, it isn't like it's like a buddy or, I mean, I like him, I don't not like him, but he was outside on the bench, not right in front of the place, but right in that area where people often, almost every time I go there, there's some dad or some, usually a dude, hate to hate on the dudes, but usually some dudes there smoking cigarettes, and they put their buds out right there, and it's never been an issue. And this dude was there smoking cannabis, and who am I to judge what kind of cannabis it was? I don't know. But the smell of cannabis got the cops called and him booted from the city pool where they came in and they got him out of there in front of everybody and then kind of embarrassed him in front of his daughter.
To that point, though, I mean, they would if you were drinking too, right? Well, maybe not like as much of a scene, but they probably would have made you leave with alcohol. If, like we continue to make that comparison, like maybe this is the city pool, young kids. It's like
But
obviously.
therein lies the question: was it hemp or was it marijuana? Hemp
which
is
one?
non-intoxicating.
Ah.
You're just enjoying
What's
your
the difference between a
cannabinoid
cig?
usage.
I'd rather get secondhand hemp smoke than a
Sure.
secondhand tobacco, or fucking cigarette.
Right. Well, there's laws against smoking within certain spots,
Right.
whether it's
That's the
I see,
point.
so there was never a problem until it was hemp. Yeah.
But yet my daughter's got to walk past that smell as people are smoking nicotine.
Mm-hmm.
It almost literally, like, I wouldn't say every time, 20% of the time we go to the pool, she's going to smell a burnt cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I mean,
It's an interesting observation. Yeah?
It's just the things that like I said, we're just blessed to have these challenges. This
back
is
to
the
the
fight of our
education
life.
card, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. I mean,
Maybe it's just by nature of I don't feel getting kind of pulled into the community. Like everyone in the, at least in Athens, like just my ceiling, right? It's all fucking connected. But I feel like I'm seeing a lot more educational accounts. Who did I just hit up? I hit up EBTHC or something. He said
Eric Whited.
he said he was
He's
coming to.
coming.
He said he was
Yeah.
coming to Athens. I just
Oh,
slid
he'd be
into
great
his,
to
to
get
his
on
Instagram
here.
and said, "Hey, dude, like
Yeah.
if you want to just come talk some shit, what's
Yeah.
up?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I just seen that. Someone posted it on our page.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
But
but
he'll
you
be in
just
town.
I've seen a lot more people. Yeah, just literally just trying to advocate, educate, and it's all just crazy because again, there's like my whole life, well, whatever, the past 26 years, it was always just kind of like getting high, getting stoned, and fuck what you're calling the strain. Let me smell it. You know, but then it's just so different on this end of the spectrum. It's like they're knowledgeable. Like they're not just talking shit out of their ass. Like they know what they're talking about. It's just a lot.
It's
exciting.
Wine. It's like wine, you know, or you know, learn the terroirs and the things of that, or you know, what's.
So back to Eric White. I'd definitely have him on.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but he called out the chair his last testimony, right?
Very
Big
articulate
time.
guy.
I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
I ain't got the balls to do that.
He let it go, no holds barred. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Like in a testimony up. What do you mean? You called him out? Like
at the State House was like.
I've called you, and you've never even called me back, I think is what he said, on more than one occasion. And yeah.
He started by showing appreciation to the people on the panel, on the committee that were great. And then he's like, to you,
don't want to steal his thunder.
Yeah.
Go check it out.
So like, have him on. I'd love to hear that.
Nice.
It's a great day at the State House.
And many more to come, I'm sure.
So, it's like a ball game up there, you know. So, Matt, tell them about your shops. Who you been servicing?
Well, you said Albany Pizza through. We've got the Union going now. We've got Tony's going. Eclipse. I'm trying to think. Court Street Grill down in Pomeroy there. Yeah, they were a big one. We've been hitting up some of these guys, some of our close friends that have food carts and stuff like that are getting cases from us for some of these cool events that are open to it, I guess. That hopefully they don't get shut down. We'll have to forewarn them about maybe some pointers or what to do and what not to do to avoid getting kicked. But, that's from around here. We're getting ready to hopefully move into West Virginia here, and from Huntington to Parkersburg to hopefully Charleston.
Nice.
Rhythm and Food, Ronnie Givens,
Shout
always
out.
repping our stuff.
Loving Ronnie.
Always
Thanks,
appreciate
Ronnie.
that. But yeah, you can
Route
find
56 Farms,
You can find us.
Oh, the hot sauce people.
Yep, my buddy Andy. And
I think his wife. Yeah, Heather for the community makerspace. She came in here and she mentioned her at Route 56. Yeah, cool.
Great people. Killer hot sauce.
Nice.
So
we also want to give a shout out to Sean at Lucky's, who's now there supporting us. We got
the pub.
We got right across the street.
Cat's Eye.
Cat's Eye. Zip
Zip
there at the Cat's
shout
Eye
out Zip.
supporting us. Shout out Zip.
Over at the Sidebar.
The Sidebar,
I don't
right?
ever think I've been to
Rachel at the
Rachel,
Sidebar.
yeah.
Great establishment they got there. It's more of a later evening thing, and I'm so old, so I'm not even barely in town whenever they open. But great place.
Silver Serpent.
Silver
out.
Serpent.
I tried to go to Court Street today to pick up some for the pod, and they were like, "Oh, you got to go to the drive-thru."
Oh.
They had the sticker though in like the Uptown
they're
one.
out?
It was. She was like, "You could go to the drive-thru," and I was like, I immediately hopped in the car and went to the drive-thru. Do what you're told.
Right.
Got to secure the bag.
Yeah.
But no, they had it, and the drive-thru had everything. I said, "Yo, you got those half and half teasies? I got it all. I got it all, man. What do you want?
You covered.
Yeah.
What do you want? I got it all."
That's awesome. That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
Just continuing the list because I want to make sure they get represented.
Yeah.
The Skull, obviously. The Shack.
Oh,
Dude at the Shack.
Mike Carson was just on the pod. Nice.
Oh,
great.
nice.
Yeah.
I haven't caught up. I've
That's
still
okay.
got a few.
Yeah.
That's
Falling
cool. You
by.
had him on.
Yeah.
Buddy's Lounge. The Gem. The new restaurant
where
down
Soul
on
used to
State
be.
Street.
Yeah.
Union Market's newest.
Oh, well, Union Street Market, our newest buyer here in town.
Union Street Market.
Right across from BW3's.
Oh yeah, this
kind of
tiny little one. Yeah,
Fusion
yeah,
noodle.
yeah.
That's the Fusion. Yeah.
And we're now
Nice.
in both Jackios in Athens. So we're blessed, man.
That's fucking awesome.
So much
Yeah.
support, and when you walk it,
Does
so
carry
sometimes
out.
I take off all the App Girls gear if I am uptown past 5 p.m. And I'll just duck into Tony's so nobody knows who I am, and you'll see like 4 people drinking their stuff. It's just like hypes
Feels
me
good.
up.
Feels
Yeah,
good.
that is
Yeah.
awesome. That is
It's
awesome.
rewarding.
Super blessed.
Slow and steady, man. Fucking slow and
Keep
steady
exploring.
at rocket pace.
Yeah, trying. Yeah.
We are seeing some growth, right?
Cool.
So like, that's the other thing too. You know, we're getting ready to stack up some pallets. So we got all of our flavors that are even these 25 milligrams that you see around the half and half tea lemonades and the wild black cherry. All of those will be in 5 milligrams now, so that all
Nice.
the bars feel comfortable carrying them. And we
Or just
all-
like serving them continuously, maybe.
Right,
yeah.
right. But for those heavy hitters, we are happy to announce that we got until the laws change, right? We got a little break going
Yeah,
on. So we got 50 milligram
50
black
milligram.
cherries coming out for the.
Those are a little larger can. That's a 16-ounce can, so it's a little step
nice.
up
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
12.
Cool.
But to get to that higher of a milligram, I had to add a little bit more sugar. So it's on by a dry weight
Yeah.
weight. So yeah, I'll take another. Heck yeah, we're going down smooth.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Tyler.
For sure. For sure. Shit. What else? Grow class. Got a grow class coming up July 18th, right? Or
Yeah, I missed the last one. I was on family vacation enjoying it. Actually, with Kristen was there too. We were all hanging on the beach. It was great. But we'll be back. I guess it was standing room only this last time. We had a great turnout.
There was a bunch,
man. It was-
way more people than last time.
Yeah,
way
that's
more
all-
people than last time.
Right. I think it's right there. Was people were like, oh, maybe we can go learn something because everybody's looking to put their plants out. So now most people have had their outdoor plants out for. Well, if they've kind of listened to what we were saying, we always kind of throw out the first week of June, so it should be going on
Yeah.
a month, a little over a month. So everybody's plants should be doing pretty well. So I'm excited to hear some reports back on what's going on.
Yeah. All of my best plants this year are clones that I got from people from the Cannabis Museum.
Great.
So
Nice.
shout out
Yeah.
to the Cannabis
Yeah.
Museum. Yeah.
Remind
Come on
me
out,
what-
everybody. The more the merrier. It's a great community and great new people to meet. And just if you're into cannabis and want to nerd out and talk genetics or terps or whatever cannabis, there's somebody there that's into it for sure.
What genetics are you rocking?
So I have 2 Dude Lemons,
Oh,
Okay.
and then I have a
Yeah.
Dude Chemo, or Dude Chem, maybe.
Okay.
So those are my 3
Shout
photo.
out Dude's Farm.
Yeah, those are my 3 photo periods. And then everything else is just from seed, like a Hulkberry, a OG Kush, and maybe a headband.
Okay.
autoflowers?
Yeah, and those.
Oh,
but,
yeah, okay.
And the autoflowers already started flowering. Like
Sure.
they started flowering maybe like a week or 2 ago.
Okay.
But
Nice.
I mean, yeah, you can't really do anything about it.
Yep,
It's like,
let her
come on,
go.
we
Sit back. Here we go.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
can't
that's
stop the
kind of
clock
exciting
there.
because maybe like I'm not even I'm hoping, but I'll definitely be able to kind of like figure out the drawing and the curing and trimming thing. Like last year, I had like 2 plants and so it wasn't really that important, like I chopped it down, like it was like enough to just fucking dry in my closet, like on a hanger
Sure,
type shit. But
sure.
so hopefully this year, like I was talking to Coolville, he was like explaining to me why I need to get a trim bin and some shit like that. So yeah, hopefully like a little pre-run with the autoflowers and then
Practice.
figure that out for when the photo periods come
Yeah,
through.
no, that's at least you're thinking that way because it's that dry and cure is a easy way to mess up a lot of hard work.
What do people fuck
you know?
up doing that?
Well, all kinds. People try to hang it on the front porch, or
Because you need it in light. Well, see, because I've heard like a lot of weird things. Like I've heard about people like dipping their plants like in a
cleaning solution.
yeah, with like a water, and then maybe like the one dude was saying like lemon juice, but I think somebody else was like talking about a specific
Zymes.
citric product. But yeah, so this one
Enzymes.
dude was talking about like a kind of a dip where you like clean water, then peroxide, and then clean water, and then lemon and clean water, and then you
Sure.
like dry it up and like leave it out for a day, and then like put it in dark. Like there's just whatever. So many
million
people
ways
saying
to
so
skin
much
a
shit.
cat, right?
Yeah.
So it's like whatever you find works best for your system, what you have going. It's kind of like just like farming. You got to work with what you got. And hopefully you got what you need, and make the best of it. But if you got, hopefully you get enough, you can fill up the whole basement or something. You can get you a whole bedroom and put a window AC in.
We fucking have this like little. All it is just it's a half bath, like bathroom or toilet and sink, but it's in the garage. And so like I think if I put a dehumidifier, I think that would be like kind of that's what I'm hoping for. Just like close the door, it'll be dark.
Yeah, low and slow, nice and dark. 60 and 60 is what we always say, and then start bumping it back.
60%
Degrees,
humidity.
60% humidity.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after about that 12 days or so, if it's not drying, I just start tapping it back to 55, 50% humidity until you find that happy medium, slow and slow, or slow and steady, low and slow.
If it does go too quick, though, I think a lot of people, sometimes their product dries to a certain point where, well, it's only been 5 days, right? Like, somebody told me to hang it for 14 days, and I'm only at day 5, and then they let it sit up there and brittle out. So, like, really, my main advice I give people is, in your case, is when you harvest, there's these 2 pieces of technology that I was mentioning about last grow class. High-end, high-tech technology called a pen and a notebook.
Yeah, I do remember that.
That's when you mark and record the drying conditions, and then afterwards you make notes to how well that was, right? One of the biggest mistakes of people that aren't in love with checking their product every day or don't know where that should be is over drying cannabis. I would much rather see somebody get it past the mold point to where it's still got that natural chewiness. I'd rather see somebody almost put it away a little too early than I would to just see. It's just, either way, it takes a little bit of observation.
Fine line,
yeah. That's where everybody met, like almost everybody's weed is awesome when it's growing and in the dirt. And you go smell it, it's awesome. And then when you go see it, you're like, whoa.
It smells like grass clippings or hay. What the hell happened here?
That's interesting. Like, fuck. The whole thing just evaporated. What was I trying? Like, the weed that I've bought in my entire life is so fucking different than the weed even like last year. Like the shit I grow, it's like so much lighter and fluffier versus like kind of not like dense like brick Mexico weed, but just like somebody who really knows what they're doing when they grow weed. It's like the bud is different, right? And so is it just that, like figuring out what that less denser, lighter, fluffier like is it just gonna take a couple times before I'm like eyeballing of like, okay, this is good to put up now? Like, fucking how are you?
Well, and it's different, if you've been growing indoor weed versus outdoor, in my opinion, I prefer indoor. There's an argument either way, but when we're dealing with outdoor, that's what I noticed too. It's not usually as tight or dense or thick or whatever term you want to use.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just kind of a different ballgame. Yeah, you may have the sun-grown terps, and that's a big argument. Better terps, stronger terps, more terps for outdoor.
Like because that, I think last time I was at the Cannabis Museum, they were saying, or somebody said, like you should smoke indoor flower and make like hemp or make a
concentrates.
Rosin.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
With outdoor.
Yeah, that would be my preference.
Is that because you're also getting a lot more out of
that and
the sun?
Yeah, and it's just. It's just, in my opinion, just a notch below. You can really dial in your indoor and have it superb, flawless, where you can't control everything outside. For instance, so I kind of you're kind of playing God with your indoor grow room. So, you're controlling every little thing as long as you have it set up to be able to control those parameters. Outside, you're under God, so it's like you're trying to, like I said, use the tools that you have to make it optimal, I guess. So that's just my 2 cents on it. Obviously you have people that have these greenhouses that are dialable and do the same thing and on large scales too. And I'm sure that's grown some great cannabis too. And but I feel like you could almost always tell the difference between outdoor and indoor. But Dude's Farm, that's like, we talked about them earlier, some of the biggest plants and some of the best outdoor plants I've ever seen in my life. Not some of, the best, So shout out to the dude.
Not the dude. Like, he's just so, like, nonchalant sitting in the back of the class, and then all of a sudden he just starts, like, spitting out all this just, like, grade A game.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck?
Well, like I said, I mentioned I missed the last one, but the one prior, I know you were there too. I think it was right after we did the last cast. But the topic of powdery mildew came up. We were talking powdery mildew through and through. And, I brought up, hey, I think systemic from everything I've known. It was systemic.
Yeah, will you let Josh back in real quick?
And then they debated that. So now we're to the place where, it may not be systemic. So it's still up for debate, but there's a lot of info going both ways, I feel like. So.
Yeah. To the playing God when you're growing inside, like, I was even talking to somebody that was talking, like, they bought, like, mites, like, that eat
other mites.
Yeah, they eat the bad mites.
Sure.
And it's just like another thing. Like you're going to introduce animals to the
covert biologicals. It just depends on how organic you want to be. That's the complete organic option versus using a neem oil or not saying that. Obviously, neem is derived from a plant, so. But I prefer my go-to is sulfur. Wettable sulfur. That takes care of most of my problems. So it just depends on where you're at, what your situation is, what you can afford, because some of this stuff can be pretty pricey.
Those
and
predator mites are not cheap.
Yeah.
But man, are they awesome.
They can be pretty good. And, I think that's more of like we've always used, Josh, it's more of a preventative or early stages. It's not going to cure you if you're already seeing webs or things in that nature, but, definitely cool. And you don't have to worry about anything poisonous, that's for sure.
Preventative and also a late bloom option, right? So there becomes...
You talked about this. This is something I've never heard about ever. You talked about in the last grow class, like how you could get a fertilizer on your flower that when you combust would like turn to cyanide and shit. You were they were talking about how you can't use certain things like once you get into flowering. And what you just said is that you could use this into early flowering. Am I mixing things up?
I don't know. I don't think I made the cyanide comment, not saying that ain't true. But yeah, like sulfur and oil we talked about, those two things don't mix. And secondly, you don't want to spray anything onto your crop if your possibilities of mold exist. So in weeks 2 and 3 with most of our current new age varieties, that's when the flowers start to come out, and you don't necessarily want the sulfur all over those flowers. Now some people still do it, and it may or may not change the flavor, but if you can afford it, which I usually don't for my legal grow tent, it's just not enough plants, but right after that last sulfur spraying, timing that up with a release of a few different predator mites at that same time, then you're pretty much guaranteed, if you don't have mites at week 2 when you sprayed it last, till the end of your crop, that you're not going to have mites, right? But you got to get the right kind too. So Spidex,
covert biologicals. There's a couple different brands. We've always just used covert.
Varieties too that are hot tolerant, right? You gotta find the mites if your conditions are
Californicus.
Yeah, Californicus for like 85 plus degree, and then there's different other species of predator mites for more milder temperatures, less active. They don't age as much, but they're more stable. I mean, at this point, there's like 8 different kinds of mites. So you can go down the rabbit hole. But they are a blessing to have. I'd much rather, even when it comes to smoking weed that has spider mites on it, I would much rather consume weed that has spider mites on it than I would to consume weed that has neem or sulfur on that crop. But that's just personal preference, I guess.
I'd rather smoke it with nothing.
No
mites at all. No, sorry. So that's just, come on out to the home grow class. It's great. Like I said, community, awesome people, friends for life after, it's cool.
Yeah.
Come learn, get educated, and help educate. If we're open to all. We listen, everybody, no dumb questions, I guess, as they say, because this could be their first plant they've ever done, and they've never seen Pro Mix or grown a single tomato or anything in their life, and they just, love cannabis and want to get into it. So that's where we're at, and that's where the more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
And the more we influence, and the more we get to the light side, I guess, we'll expand and keep keep the education going, educate, keep pushing that, because we need more people to be more aware of how much of a miracle this plant is and how many people it helps on so many levels. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I need to get Lecter in here. I think he's the only one like Ronnie's been in. You guys have been in twice now.
Oh, Brad hasn't been
I need
in?
to get
Oh,
Lecter.
yeah, we'll set that up for sure.
sure. I need to get Q in here. There's a good little list of people. I heard that he would be hard to get. But I also too, it'd be cool to maybe like bring some shit out there, do a pod out there.
Oh yeah, that'd be.
I think that
cool.
would be pretty fucking sick.
That's how you can get Donnie for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have trouble,
Show up on a
coordinating-
Thursday at 1 p.m. What's up, Don?
Yeah.
I haven't initiated that. I've been kind of trying to hang out. Same thing with that Q. I've been just trying to be in the area, pass by, wave by, look at you, shake, what's up? But trying to approach that one gently too. Yeah.
Well, I'll be seeing Donnie in about 20 minutes after I leave here, so
Cool,
I'll
cool.
put it in his ear a little bit.
Yeah, I did meet Donnie at the very first grow class I went to. I didn't realize he was like the owner of it. Whatever. I was just like some cool dude with a
Shout out to
ponytail.
Donnie. Yeah.
So you tell us, what would you like to see more engagement with? Because you've been to a couple of them now.
Yeah. I mean, I think they're great. Like the grow classes are great. Like I think that it would be really fucking sick to like record that shit so that you could chop it down into kind of almost segments so that you could like come back and rewatch it, because like you definitely
Put
like
it online.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm just like kind of worn out from the day, fucking taking notes during meetings. It's like I'm just trying to absorb, and then also it's just like the things that stick, like whatever. I keep those, and then kind of keep building that knowledge. I mean, eventually I'll start writing shit down, but I think that's what would be cool, is to like reference back to it, or if even like, so say somebody that was just there, or like somebody that knows, like kind of like breaking it down and like, these are the things. Here are some products that we talked about. So it would be like more administrative execution more than it would be like the content. I think the content's incredible. It's just like, how could we share that, or how can we, or how could I be able to reference back to it, or just like even the like, I don't know. That's what I think.
That's been an ongoing issue there, right? Like, not issue, challenge, hurdle we've got.
We tried to video. Yeah.
I guess also though, you don't want to really release the videos if you're charging people to come there. Like,
We've wanted to be able to do that. We've tried. They had some intern that was going to record, and then each week it kind of slips away. But they're definitely interested in that, and I'm sure, that hopefully someone will be stepping it up to help in that department. I'm sure they will get free entrance and
any
videographers
videographers out there that want to join, let us know. Reach out, please.
There's got to be one in Athens, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. But the content's are great. Like, and I think that it was very, very cool to see the demonstration of the cloning. Like, just like all the small things of like the 45-degree angle cut, the using the little like cake decorator instead of like dipping your plant in it so that you don't fuck it up. It's like all these small because like that's the type of shit I remember. Like, I won't remember the name of the cloning Joe, but I'll remember it's like, oh, you get that bottle because. Like, then you're gonna save yourself from fucking like decimating all your plants. It's like that's the shit that sticks with me. But it's like, don't you need to remember what the like? You know what I mean? It's just like this shit that I don't need to know yet is what I remember. But like, whatever. This is, I'd say, but I'd also say like I definitely, as I matured, like I kind of came around to using weed as less than just like getting fucked up, or like really when I stopped drinking alcohol. I think maybe that's when I stopped abusing most of the right? Because you like abuse alcohol, abuse marijuana, abuse like whatever, and so then then I kind of relaxed on it, respected it a little more, but yeah, I mean, and so then it's just it's all great content. It's all things that kind of, to your point, we're like ahead a little bit. Like it is like I'll be like outside looking at my plane. Fuck, like okay.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
The light bulb goes off.
Or just even shit like when you hear somebody say, like when you hear like Ronnie talk about like, listen, man, like you need to give this thing love and attention, and like he's like like get your sweat on that fucking thing, get your saliva on that thing, like let that plant know you like. That's just all beautiful, Like so the content's fucking there. I'm only 2 classes in, you know what I mean? But I think it's all been great so far.
Great.
Well, we're always the type that can handle criticism and constructive criticism and critiques well. So reach out.
Open to conversation.
Yeah. If there's anything you see, even if it's in heat of the moment while you're there, just raise your hand.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right? We want to meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
We try not to have too much of a concrete game plan. going in there.
Yeah, we kind of set off with the set things. Okay, we're going to cover A, B, and C, and then we rabbit hole down something off.
Yeah,
of that
sometimes
list, you know,
sometimes
so.
just selective, you know, because like
Yeah.
I don't know, like there's a difference between like contributing to the conversation and then just like saying something because you want to be seen as a like knowledgeable person. It's like sometimes I'm just like, damn, like this one, you know, I don't know, but maybe that, you know, maybe I'm off base there, but yeah, I don't know, but just like even the fact because even both classes like probably double. There's probably double the people at the second one almost than from the first, but.
That's great.
Which is maybe why the second one was a little bit more like because there was just more bodies in there.
Energy,
dude, it was also just everywhere I turned, somebody was rolling something. It was just one of the class. Like, Ronnie's up there instructing, rolling a blunt right now. I turn over like it's like 6 joints getting rolled, like a raw tobacco leaf, like not a backwood, a raw tobacco leaf. It was just bro.
Dude,
It's always a wicked time out there, man. Yeah.
And I always sit next to Ronnie, so Ohio boys, right? And he, and like 3/4 of the way through, I see him reach down, start heating up his dab machine, and he hands it to me. I'm like,
safety break.
Here we go.
Yeah.
No, those like that's probably the next. That's my next step into the land. Is one of the that would be so accessible. You know, to not be like heating a glass net. Like fuck, that would be great.
Yeah.
Hell, they got the little pin devices.
Yeah, so that like I saw another thing too. It's like the tool that you scoop your dab from. You click a button and it heats up so that it like all scoots off, so you don't have just like the like you don't have all the little Scooby snacks on there. Yeah. Like there's just so many cool toys. Yeah, wow.
They'll keep coming, I'm sure.
For sure.
It's a whole new world out there.
Yeah, dude.
That's cool to be here, I guess, you know. Not hiding in the shadows anymore. So.
Yeah, one of the interviews you did, not to get too far off topic, but that I really appreciated was with A-Rock.
Yeah, Aaron Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, and how he broke down like what he's seeing in city council, his, you know, like how he kind of sees Athens as like a business, from a business viewpoint. Like that interview really brought me a lot of, you know, insight, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah,
So,
A-Rock's man. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of these you been doing a week?
They range. You know, I've had one podcast like in a week before. I think 5 is the most. That sucked. I shouldn't have done that.
Working
This is a
overtime.
little too much. Yeah. But hopefully like stepping down 25% of my role, like at my corporate job, to just put all of that time back into the podcast. You know, because like I have the time right now to record the podcast, but you know, talk about like going kind of like out into the community, going to the Cannabis Museum to do a podcast. Like, what about going to a Wednesday like morning farmers market and shooting a podcast? What about going to a career fair and shooting with like the talking to the companies that are hiring there? Like what? So that just to kind of like free up some literal like bandwidth of time to like just inject that into the community. So I'm really excited for that. Like the problems of the podcast are changing. It went from getting hard to get 2 episodes in a week to like, fuck no, I'm double scheduling shit, or like, you know, or like I'll put it on my home calendar, but I won't put it on my work calendar. And it's just like the problems are changing, which is a good thing. So all exciting stuff, but I've been thinking about video too a lot. I've been thinking about chopping up my old episodes a lot, because I think, like again, the reason that the way I was able to start the pod is just by taking everything that I couldn't do out of the way. But maybe that there are ways that I could like incorporate, like just a tripod with a phone right there would hit that, scoot the table over 6 inches, like whatever. But and then it maybe isn't that big of a deal to try to like sync up the audio. Still no editing, right? But just incorporate
what you see is what you get.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, kind of. I'm not able to jump and go full time to it like the ASNAP Cannabis. But it's been everything
Growing
that I could ask.
rapidly,
Yeah, it's everything I could ask for.
Yeah.
It's been that and more. The people have shown so much love. Like it's just crazy to meet people for the first time and just kind of like leave the room feeling like I've known them for a while. Because like some of the podcasts, dude, I talk to them longer off the pod than I do on the podcast. You know what I mean, bro? Like, that's the shit I didn't really expect. But it's been sick. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you're going to spend less time doing accounting and more time doing
I'm going to spend less time doing accounting and more time just fucking hanging out, man.
Sounds like a good
Smart move, yeah. Smart move.
Yeah. See, because it is an experiment, you know. Maybe I'm like, oh, this is a terrible idea, you know, whatever. But it's like, before I have a mortgage and a child and a fucking like new car and like all these bills and things, like, am I going to take more risks now or in 10 years? Pretty
Yeah.
simple answer.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I love the video idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be
I think it'd be cool. I think that some people are apprehensive about video though. Like some people wouldn't want to be on video because it's like it started with like the pandemic shit. Like there's like people that they try to force you to go on video like at work or whatever, and they're just like fuck you. Like I'm not going. I wouldn't be able to focus. I would just be looking at myself the whole time. Like, but maybe that's just me building bridges. Yeah, I don't know because I'm fucking like over here fucking around and bopping. It's like I'm just don't want to watch my own self. But I actually stopped listening to the pods 4 podcasts in. I listened to every podcast I posted for the first 4 episodes, and then I had a 2-hour episode with Adam Sheff, and I went, I don't fucking need to listen. I was just there.
I lived it.
Whatever, dude. Like it's gonna be what it is. If the audio's fucked up, someone will tell me. Because that's what I was kind of like nervous. That was also when I got the headphones too, so then I was a little bit more confident in the thing. But yeah, so like it's going the way that I would hope for it to have gone.
That's great.
Yeah.
Bro, everything I heard, that first episode, you adjusted that, right?
Yeah.
Like the Reggie Morrow one, obviously you weren't up to the sound thing at that point, but every episode I ever have heard continuously gets better, and I never seen any major like sound issues, so to speak.
Yeah. Thanks.
So good work.
Good report card.
Yeah.
Nice.
A++.
Nice. Dude, so App Girls Cannabis, Instagram, App Girls Cannabis website, all over Athens. Fuck,
Here
we don't have to spit again.
All
Union,
over Ohio.
Jackie O's,
Look for us. Here we come.
All over. Yeah.
Soon West Virginia, and keep this ball rolling here. So
For sure.
Yep.
Beautiful. Appreciate you guys' time again.
You too,
After
man.
the Grow Class, it's the 3rd Wednesday of every month, right? I don't know the exact date for July.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Sometimes they switch, but usually
okay.
it's the third of the.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Unless legislation like that deterred a few of them. But really, I guess, obvious shout out to the Cannabis History Museum. That goes without saying. But they are doing a hemp tour in September. And so they got people coming from outside of the country, foreigners, to, go visit different places like Modern Remedies, App Girls Cannabis, hemp, and talk and discuss the hemp history that went on from like Parkersburg. Like that's the deep dive that's so awesome about the museum, right? Like you don't realize that hemp was well established in a lot of areas like prior to Prohibition. There's a lot of history.
What if it's any of these like ganja cup people? That would be pretty cool. I've seen like a couple of people from Ohio. Like I think Coolville's like in a ganja cup. I think like I saw another dude was like a judge for one of the ganja cups. But they didn't seem like they were in the United States. I was confused as fuck.
That one, I looked into that Prem Piv.
I can't even pronounce it.
It's
I know
a
what you're talking about,
Thailand
though.
collaborative. I'm not
so it is.
exactly sure how it all got to Ohio, but that's going to be up here in Canton here later this month. And
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Stargazer too is having the competition. So if anybody out there wants to enter their flower or their concentrates or their edibles or their drinks or whatever, those are popping up all over. And if that's something.
If you want to
That was when you mentioned that you got App Girls would be at the
Stargazer for sure. We'll be there slinging the drinks. That's a great time. We had a blast. It was at Wisteria last year, and it was a great time. Sold out. So hopefully they had to move it to a new location to accommodate more folks. So hopefully we double down, and it's an even better time this year.
Nice.
If you want to waste your time trying to compete in the drink competition at Stargazer, come on out.
That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, dude, sick Columbia PFG shirt.
Yeah,
that's when you said it. I didn't realize, but game respect game. Wow.
Yeah.
I got this from my grandpa.
Matt, I'm like,
that's all he has.
This time of year, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You don't
it's the
see
same
anything
shirt, different day, different color.
Different color,
Same shirt, different color
That's
every day. I get this soaking wet, dry out in a heartbeat. It's cool.
Yeah, man.
I don't need to be fishing to love this gear.
Yeah, thanks for having us again.
Yeah,
Todd.
for sure.
I really appreciate it. It was a blast,
Soil
as usual.
Obsessions. What's the?
I'm
Buckeye
Red Dread,
Clone?
Red Dread 740,
Yep.
and Buckeye Clone Cleft is my other one. So
We are on Facebook now too, like more than we were before.
Nice.
You know, actually like posting on there and not just letting it fling over from Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, and I think we're about to get more active on YouTube, so keep an eye out for that.
Cool.
And soiled_obsessions_, that's the target, growing questions or anything I can help with there to that one. That way it doesn't clutter my team at the Girls Cannabis. Yeah, man, Tyler, awesome. Matt, thanks. This has been great.
Yeah.
pleasure as always.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.